Hello everyone, my name is John Russell and I'd like to welcome you to Craft Art Collectibles YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to continue painting the Reed Spring Grist watermill. I will be showing you a couple other things as I go through the video, but let's get started. Let me show you what I kind of got done here. A little close-up view. This is nothing though. There's just going to be layers upon layers upon layers. All right. I already have some paint mixed up. I'm going to be working on this left-hand side right here. And again, okay, probably should have did this. That is the mill. I'm going to be working on this corner up there. So there's a lot of things I got to do there. All right, I'm going to load my glass palette up here. Happy Veterans Day to all those veterans out there. Thanks for joining me and many other veterans that have decided to join the military, defend this nation. Alright, so I think I'm going to be bringing some more of this darker stuff up in here. In the other room, grab the other two brushes that are in there, please. All right. Let me get a little thinner here. Go ahead and sit down. I have my trusty assistant here. Okay, so I wanted to show you what I was talking about. My thinner. I keep one clean, one dirty. For the most part, the dirty, everything collects to the bottom. You still have clean, but it's got that residue. I don't know what you call that, but I usually use a little dropper. I'm going to bring in some of these dark colors. I just add a little thinner on there. Is it still in frame, honey? She's going to have to learn how to do this. You don't have to get that close.
It's paint.
Okay, so let me mix this up. Here, let me put that back over here. All right. Can you still see it?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm going to start bringing this back in here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm pushing straight down. This probably isn't what this brush is made for. Straight down. It'll open this up and give me some. This is really what I wanted to do, was darken this this up some in here. Because this is all foliage. And we'll bring in some different greens here. Like I said, I'm colorblind, so some of this stuff just isn't going to look the same to me. Throw some of this stuff randomly up in there. Producer, can you see what I'm doing on here?
Yep.
You can see I'm using the same brush, just flipping back and forth between colors. There's going to be another tree comes out in front of this anyway, right here. It's going to block a whole bunch of that. So what I'm doing here, a lot of it will be covered up. So we'll see what happens. Bring in some more dark. Got to remember to talk louder. I get in trouble for talking loud sometimes. People take the wrong impression. So yeah, I was in the military from November 13th, 1985 to November 13th, 1993. I was in the profession of 45B, 45 Bravo. Look that up. Got the highest score ever at that time, graduating. 99%. Yeah.
That's cool.
Two of the tests, the final tests on the things that I was working on, I actually argued up my grade because the instructors were wrong. When they graded my paper, they actually graded my paper wrong. I brought it up and they had to change my grade. I got all those tests here somewhere. The final test. The final. We had to work on 3 different things for that test. And some people may be able to look this up. I don't know. But it was a 2-day test. You had 2 days to complete this test. You were working on 3 different items. Now, you can figure out what the 45 Bravo is. You can figure out probably what I was working on. But yeah. All right, let's move across there a little bit. Because this tree, there's a big tree right here. But it actually sits on this side of the bank from this waterfall here. All right, so I'm going to continue on across here. Filling some more stuff. Because it still drops down through here. Still pretty well filled in with foliage. But like I said, there's more trees coming in. So there'll be more foliage out here. You'll see it'll start coming forward. Can you see that? I don't have this strapped down. Oh darn, what am I doing? I accidentally grabbed my brown. I think that's brown. Isn't it brown? Is it brown? That one.
It's a brownish color.
Yeah, it looks brown. Yellow, ochre, and black. Alright, back to listen. It isn't hard to set these things up. You can go buy some old paintings at Goodwill. If the paintings aren't any good, take the paintings out. Go get you a painter's canvas from Lowe's or Home Depot. Cut it to fit. Take a stapler. You know, you might have to get you a T150 Bostage stapler from the same place. That or use text, you know, and then stretch it yourself. I will make a video on how I do it. I probably should have did that first so you guys got an idea of what I'm doing. Well, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Make a video on, so I already got some frames. I got some frames ready. Does it look like trees back there? Sarah?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make my own easel. Yes, I am.
What's easel?
This. I've got 2 easels. They were both given to me. What was I talking about?
I think you were talking about paintings.
Thank you for the picture, Laura. If you see this video on Facebook, you can find me on Facebook, John Russell.
Oh, I fell.
That's all right, I got it.
There we go.
All right. Actually, we need a little dark in there first. I get really picky about what I'm doing on these. Never been taught. You just wondering, am I making the right decision what I'm doing here? Oh. All right. And you can still see some of that sky coming through. Can you, Sarah?
Yep.
See a little bit coming through? All right, so you're not going to really draw yourself to it. Actually, it actually came down a little bit over here, but that's all right.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool like that. Because the big oak tree's gonna block a little bit, anyways.
We'll keep this down here a little bit. Oh yeah, I was talking about what I did in the military. So yeah, I graduated with the highest score ever in that school at that time. I go all the way through the classes. Talking about that last test. 2-day test. I finished that test in 2 hours. It's a little over 2 hours. I think the instructors told me that was the fastest anybody ever got that test finished. I was standing out in the smoking area for hours before anybody got finished. Hours I was out there. I think we started the test at like 8 o'clock. I was done at like 10:15. The first people didn't come rolling out of there till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The school I went to, we had different instructors from different branches of the military. Now I don't know if that It's the same in other fields of profession in the military, but this school we did, we actually had people from all over the world. We had a guy from, gosh darn it, I can't think of the name, Grenada. Really old guy that was in the, he's like in his 60s. He was working for the National Guard, and they needed somebody to do what we were doing. How's that look? Look all right?
Yep.
Time check?
8:26.
Okay. All right, so it's really odd. I hadn't even started school yet. Like the first day we were there, we got stuck on KP duty. Had to go straight to the kitchen and wash dishes. They wouldn't let us do anything else. We had one of the best kitchens. It was unreal. I mean, it was like a ballroom. People have no clue. And the food that we got to eat, I don't know what it was about the 80s, but we had a buffet. It was like, wow, eggs any way you wanted them. Any way you wanted them. Never knew what grits were until I was in the military, that's for sure. I grew to like those though. So yeah. Had some fun times. Spent some time on the East Coast. I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Most people don't know it, but I left 2 days after my 19th birthday. Yeah, I left December 30th. And I spent New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Right out of high school. Most people wouldn't have thought I'd done that. Military wasn't nothing though. Matter of fact, it was at that time. My personal opinion is it sucked. And I'll get into that here in a minute. What a waste of my talent. What a waste. So yeah, I was in the United States Army Reserve. I was stationed over here at the Melvin Price Support Group in Granite City. Alright. Well, I hadn't been over there before. I think I'd gone over there with my recruiter just for a brief time. As a matter, I didn't even mention the whole fact that being colorblind, I originally was supposed to be a helicopter mechanic, and then maybe even think about going into OCS. Flying copters. As soon as I found out that I was colorblind, though, everything got limited. Alright. I think that's pretty good for right now. I still have a lot of stuff coming up here in front. Alright. I want to take this bright. Let me change my brush here because I want to make this tight. It was actually pretty tight through here. I probably could do that with my bigger brush. So I go over this after I get out of basic. Get out of AIT. Go over this unit. Now, granted, I just told you that I graduated with the highest score anyone ever got. And I'll be damned if when I got over to the unit, they didn't have a single thing that I could work on. Single thing. Basically, suck it up, buttercup. So what a waste. What a waste. They told me for the longest time. Well, here's what the deal was. When I got there, I actually did something that was associated with everything that the company did, and the company was a support group. We had maintenance vehicles to include tanks. So yeah, I've driven some tanks. It's nothing. At least the M60 that I drove, to include the M88. When I got to that unit, the captain of our little area gave me a driver's license and marked every damn thing on that thing. So I could actually drive every single vehicle that we had. And I'll tell you what, I drove a lot of stuff. I got some stories. I never trained like the way some of these guys did, though. These guys could take a deuce and a half and literally ride the side of a mountain. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, we'd go. All right, so one of the places that we'd go is Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. And up there, they got some tank trails. You couldn't take regular vehicles at all up there. We tried to take one of the trucks up there, and it just because you ever see a tank rut? They're deep, and these things would be 3 or 4 foot deep. It's crazy. I don't know why I'm getting so detailed with this right here, because it's all going to be gone. Not all of it, but I'm going to try to keep some of it through here. Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. 2-week training. Fun, fun, fun. It's the only time I got to work on weapons. Oh, all right, I have to retract. While we were... Did I just give it away? I think I did. All right, so... Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. All right, let me break out. I wanted to get that line going, though. Bring in some more of this bright green. Oh, what was I talking about? That's terrible.
Military stuff.
Oh, Fort McCoy, the tanks. The service over it. I think they called it the MEP Center. Been so long ago. Ugh. Hands starting to cramp up. All right. All right, so we're over there. We go up to Fort McCoy. I get to do a couple things that I'm supposed to do. Actually, now when we're over there in Granite City where I was stationed, they actually at one point in time, only because I was starting to make a stink about it, I was, and I was only a PFC. I remained that, all because of what they did.
What did they do?
Well, they wouldn't release me. They got me stuck. They had me stuck in that unit. And I didn't have anything to do. The only time I ever did anything is when they had to certify with some stuff. I think once a year, did that. And then 2-week training every year. I was useful with that every now and then. And then I'd give classes and stuff. Some of the other people, because really, doing what I did, I mean, it wasn't rocket science. You have specs for everything and you gotta stick to them. That or things don't work right and people die. And literally, if you excuse my language, if you messed up was something that I worked on, it could cost somebody their life. Yeah, I'm gonna need a bunch of that. We're kind of a military family. Or I'm from a military family, kind of. That's about all I'll say. Jingle jangle. I sure wish I could play some music here.
You might be able to.
So we got a big tree back here, a little tree here, but you're not even going to see that one, really. This one you will. That one comes in right here. But I still got to bring some more bright. I'll have to wait until it's, I'll have to brighten it up just a little bit more. There's some sun shining back on this stuff right here, and this is pretty bright, but it's not bright enough yet. So I have to add something to that. Sometimes I get to that point where I just get too, I don't know. You're not supposed to look at these paintings from 2 feet away, you know. You're supposed to look at them. I'll get to the point where I'm worrying about some of the simplest little stuff. Just like that little bitty tiny bit of sky shining through right there. That's alright. When I'm done though, it's gonna look great. Hopefully you guys can bear with me. Ooh, wrong one. Alright. Anybody had carpal tunnel surgery? I literally have had carpal tunnel since the 80s. Only a few years ago I had carpal tunnel surgery on this right hand. It was great. It started off being great, but right at the first week, right before we were supposed to get the bandage or the stitches out, it started swelling up. It swelled up like a cartoon balloon. I got pictures of it. I got pictures of him cutting it open. Had to go into emergency surgery. So yeah, there's trees coming in over here, and what's gonna happen is really the water's like right there. I have to shade in a bunch of stuff.
And then there's like a tree in front of the water.
Yeah. So there's so many things going on. You just have to bear with me. What time we at?
40 minutes and 46 seconds. Now 50.
All right. Well, this might be cutting off. I have to tell you that now. But I'm gonna upload this, and I'm gonna continue painting because I need to switch my. How's that look? Look good. My storage. I got like a 32 gigabyte chip or whatever you want to call it in there, but it's still not storing it on my memory card. It's storing it on the phone. Mm. Yeah, I want to listen to some music. How good does that look? Huh?
Very good.
On here? Now, have you been able to see everything that I'm doing, Sarah?
Yep.
Okay. We'll see. I'm not going to edit this. It's going straight on. All right, so some of you guys know that I do have an Etsy shop with the same name, Craft Art Collectibles. I was going to make a video and show you guys some of my stuff. Why don't you grab that knife over there? Hand it to me.
Okay. This one?
Yeah. Can you see that on there?
You have to move it closer to the light so you can see it.
I don't know if you got. Oh, make sure I don't get no paint on it. Look at that, you guys. This is for sale on Etsy. Handmade that. Wrapped that handle myself. Did all of it myself. I didn't make this tip. I actually bought these about 10 years ago.
You bought that one?
Yeah.
I thought
There's several of them that I bought. Well, I mean, I could make that. As a matter of fact, I'm making one now. I got a video of me making something similar to this. As a matter of fact, go grab it real quick. It's in the backpack.
Okay.
I'll show you a glass arrowhead that I'm working on. Let me keep going with this. All right. Well, I'm just going to keep on going until it dies out. But I'll tell you what, this time flies when you're having fun. I said that before. Alright, so I can't really put the. Some of you guys have already seen the light boxes that I make. I put my light box together.
It was in the pocket.
Alright, so this is just a blank. Is that in the center?
No,
Right there? Is that good?
right there.
Alright, I don't know if you can see that, but
Put it closer to the camera.
I still have to clean this up. It's just a rough. It came from a bottle bottom in the creek. I got the video of me making this. Although it's not the best. It's a little out of frame at the end. I will take a video of me putting the final touches on that though. But let me show you. As you can see,
They're both arrowheads. One's clear and one's not.
well, that one's glass.
Yeah.
The other one came from China. China! I actually have a shark tooth knife with jagged crystal pummels on the end of it. Go grab it, Sarah. See if you can get it before
Which
this.
one is?
Huh?
Which one is it?
It's on the roll top desk.
Okay.
It's got the shark. It's the only one with the shark tooth on it. It's the one that Mom hid from everybody because it's hers. She took it. As soon as I made it, she fell in love with it and took it. Hid it like a raccoon hiding his shiny little quarters. Little trinkets. I'll brush some stuff in there. So yeah, a lot of this is all it's all changed. This is all gonna have flowers. But I'm gonna paint that green in there first. There's a small waterfall, big tree. Yeah, I'll be bringing in some darker greens. Shadow out the trees because there's all kinds of shadow coming from. You'll be able to see the trees, shadow underneath it. Huh?
I didn't find it.
Can find what?
The shark tooth.
Oh, shark tooth knife?
Yeah.
Knife? It should be in a cubby hole.
Oh, the cubby.
Yeah, one of those cubby holes. And so once I bring that water in right here, I'm actually gonna put a darkish gray, blackish gray right here first. Make it dry, push it in, and then bring in my water. You can't see much of the water flowing back here. And once I bring in, there's bushes and stuff that I gotta bring in right here. There's a tree right here, and then there's a bunch of leaves right here. Cool. We're at 51 minutes. Let me get some stuff going on here. Like I said, I'm going to continue this painting, so I'll upload this as soon as it runs out and get right back at it. I could have used a bigger brush doing this. But I didn't. And there's a lot more green to do.
It was right in front of my face the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Didn't even notice it.
Look at that.
It's chipped at the top.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even notice it.
What are you heathen